Hello ladies and gents, Hagbard Celine here with something a bit different that I've done before. This is going to be just a brief rant about how I've been perceiving things and the current state of the nation just before this upcoming election. This is not primarily a political channel, nor will it cease to focus on trying to find the funny in the chaos and the swirling madness that surrounds us all. However, it would feel neglectful not to speak on this matter using even my most meager of platforms. This last 4 years or so, now culminating and coming to crescendo via the medium of this election, the people of the United States have drawn themselves into ever more restrictive and encamped positions. What was once a predominantly overlapping Venn diagram of a functioning democratic republic has slowly peeled apart. In doing so, they have each, in their own way, rent from themselves all moderate reason, and instead have come to rely on ideological purity, emotional trigger language, and selective attention to details, along preordained biased lines. I emphasize the US and the last 4 years to expedite this message and not get bogged down in unfamiliar global details of long-reaching cause and effect or pre-housing bubble collapse issues, like the now competing and equally dishonest think tanks that were started in the 70s and 80s, post-Powell letter, which will be the subject of another video perhaps. That aside, I'd like to now hope that I can avoid any questions in the comments about global or historical definitions of right and left. To continue, my inspiration for this is a growing frustration that I have with the tendency for individuals of certain ideological leanings to dissuade association with or outright condemn the other. While the right tends to have some extremes who wing on about libtard or now cuck at every opportunity, they still tend to freely associate with their ideological opponents, and even enjoy the lively disagreement while maintaining this association. This is excluding the extreme religious right because I have little modern experience with them and little belief in an evangelical resurgence as a majority voting bloc. The above cannot be said of even the normal mainstream, everyday left-leaning individual, at least not those that one hears about. This is troubling to me as a long-haired hippie type with leftist leanings myself. Exclusivity and barriers for entry and association were not among my values, nor the values of my hippie parents. You were free to be an economic conservative and to have chats with Keynesians. But from what I've observed, those times have long passed. Now, due to the fact that reason has been exercised from the appeal to the populace, and cultist disassociation for wrongful associations exists within the mainstream left, I fear that we've entered something of a political feedback loop. With the rise of the purely emotive left, a la Black Lives Matter, open borders advocates, neo-communists and Marxists and the like, the rise of the equally emotive-driven right is almost inevitable as the academic left creates more and more strife among the common man, attacking them emotionally and insulting those dissenters with charged language like bigot, racist, coon, and house, well, insert noun. The conversation and, more importantly, the search for solutions gets lost entirely for the righteous fight. This, combined with the demand for ideological purity, is slowly driving more and more functional, reasonable people away, increasing this divide further and further, until conversation across this aisle is almost impossible, because the people hardly speak the same language. I guess this is 2 parts warning and 1 part plea from a fellow leftist. The plea: stop socially ostracizing and punishing political dissent within your private life and in the public sphere. The warning: if you don't, the backlash is inevitable. Your information about your opponent will be incomplete, flawed, and imperfect, and you will promote through your practice the mirroring thereof, leading to the rise of that which you have proclaimed to be your biggest fear. You will have done so by removing and ignoring rational discourse in favor of being correct, and operating with an attitude of impunity not seen since the priestly class during the Inquisition. Please, stop. Think. Don't be part of the problem. Thank you for listening, ladies and gents. I hope I've made my point concisely and clearly enough to not offend. Please, feel free to let me know what you think of modern American politics in the comments section. Thanks for being here. Stay safe, good luck, and goodbye.